We need to talk. COVID shielding strategy, COVID shielding camps. And I'm about done, FYI, policing my speech. The jab, the Wuhan flu. It's COVID-19 and vaccine. And I realize the algorithm doesn't like that. But much like Jordan Peterson refused to, out of principle, bend his speech to the angry mobs, I won't do the same. There's a lot going around right now about the shielding strategy. Gurkha Beast, by the way, for those who want to know. There's a lot in the prepper community, a lot of the alternative news community. And it makes me wonder, and people are upset, man. People are upset. Palm Pilot 1.0. Bear, what are we going to do if they put us in camps? Well, if you've ever been to training with me or our training organization, Refuge Training, in a 4-hour class, we open the class with a certain video, and I explain to you, this is why I will not get on the bus. I will not be where the bus is. I will not stand in the bread lines. It says in the book of Proverbs, man will transgress for a piece of bread. Negative. Not this one. What are we going to do if they put us into the camps? Homie, what you tolerate, they will embrace. I am awestruck and dumbfounded that we've made it this far. Our society has allowed this much to happen thus far. All the fear, all the propaganda, all the brainwashing. I mean, I see CNN or Fox News or Headline News or MSNBC, with all the traveling that I've got going on, it's always playing in the lobbies of the hotel, and I see this, and all I can think is propaganda, propaganda, propaganda. But the sheeple watch it, and they're afraid, and they believe it. The contact tracing, remember that? COVID contact tracing, using our NSA sanctioned spying devices, our smart technology against us. The online censorship of COVID information and misinformation, and all the fact checkers out there determining what truth is. Subjective truth, not objective truth. The vaccine passports. Show me your papers. Oh, you want to go to the gym? Show me your papers. You want to go have some dinner? Show me your papers. You want to walk into this store? Show me your papers. All of the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who have either voluntarily resigned or been forced out of their positions in healthcare because they refuse to take a vaccine that is not FDA approved. It's only emergency use authorization. That the founder, the king of mRNA vaccines has said, hey, the due diligence in this testing has not been done appropriately on these emergency use authorized vaccines. All these people who are losing their jobs because they refuse to be the guinea pig of some global testing and evaluation scheme by pharmaceutical companies. All of that. And now COVID shielding camps. And is it the Delta virus or is it the Lambda virus that's coming now? What comes after that? The super scary, XYZ virus? I don't know. And now we're worried about camps. What are we going to do if they put us in camps? They're not putting me anywhere. And the fact that we even have to have this conversation pisses me off, honestly. Where are your lines in the sand? You're gonna let them put you in a camp? Herbate mocked fry? Is it a... Get out of here, wasp. Re-education camp? Or is it an internment camp? Or is it for your own safety? Or for the safety of society? What reason are we going to use the propaganda machine to whip up now as to why we have to put Americans in camps? We know after World War II and the Japanese internment camps in the United States of America, we know that was a mistake. Right? It's one of those things we look back in history and go, man, wish we didn't do that. And yet here we are again. 80 years later, not having learned a damn thing. You can't put me in a camp. You can't put my people in a camp. Bear Nation, don't let them put you in a camp. I'm not going. I'm not going to be where the camps are. I'm not getting on the bus. I don't need your bread. I don't need your IRS stimulus checks. I don't need your worldly careers and jobs. I don't need your permission to exist as a free man. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You don't get to tell me how to live my life, and I don't get to tell you how to live yours, but you will not infringe upon my rights. The end. And the fact that there aren't more people, literally and figuratively, up in arms right now is beside me. Where are all the "from my cold dead hands" people? Where are all the "don't tread on me" people? Where are all the "live free or die" people? Where are all the "never forget" people? See, it's easy to say something. It's much more difficult to do it or not do it. There are job postings on Indeed.com right now for relocation specialists, for the .mil, for COVID, what do they call that? Shielding, COVID shielding camps. Military, law enforcement, public safety, we love y'all. We train y'all. We work with y'all. Remember the oath that you swore. All enemies, foreign and domestic. And the domestic enemy is not me. I don't have $3,000 wingtip alligator shoes. I'm not in bed with lobbyists. I don't make $400,000 a year as the leader of the free world and leave office with $300 million. I'm just a man taking personal responsibility who wants to be left the hell alone. And so is everybody else. I'm not your enemy. Don't make me your enemy. And maybe that's by design. You put all the sheep in the camp. Who's left? The wolves and the sheepdogs. But I would encourage y'all, rather than getting wrapped around the axles about COVID shielding and the internment camps, yeah, that's bad news. It's a bad deal. What are you doing about it? Do you live in a place where you get a say in the matter? Can you produce your own food so you don't have to stand in their bread line? Are you surrounded by good people so that when you take a stand, you've got other people to back you up? Are you so firm in your convictions that your wisdom and discernment is infallible based upon the Holy Spirit? Or as close to infallible as possible, because we are all imperfect men. Mine is certainly not infallible. But I can also tell which way the wind is blowing. What does Messiah say to Nicodemus? John chapter 4, I believe. The Spirit is like the wind. We don't know which direction it comes from or where it's going, but we can feel it. We can receive data from it. We can be led by it. And Nicodemus doesn't get it, and he says, you are a leader of Israel, and if I can't teach you about the wind, how the hell am I supposed to teach you about the kingdom of heaven? If you can't deal with these basic things, how the hell are you supposed to move into the advanced class? COVID internment camps, what are you doing about it? I love y'all, Bear Nation. I do. I really do. I wouldn't take the time to talk to y'all otherwise. How many lines in the sand are you going to let your governing authorities step over? Don't get on the bus. Never get on the bus. Shalom.